to the burnout box, so looks like he's ready to go for his next round as well.
All right, Kazuya Taguchi out front, the ISR performance up garage. 86 now coming into that first clip. Seemed like some hesitation there from Kazuya Taguchi, and that could really check up Ula. And you see Ula take some angle out of the car to catch up the Japan Auto Supra. Oh, look at that. Looks like Rubbin is racing there, gets in the side of it, not affecting Kazuya Taguchi. Let's run that back. That was kind of an interesting to pair up the vehicles going into the first clip, so there's no drag racing into the first turn. And away they go. Well, Jaeger clean start. Kazuya Taguchi chasing him down. That was weird. Jaeger went to go initiate, kind of straightened out, kind of tank slapped a little bit. Now up to hill, looking a lot more refined than where they started. Out to that second outside zone goes Ula. About the second hash mark though, off of that front clip. Now coming back through the touch and go. And back up the hill, massive angle. Oh boy. Look like Odie Bakshis will lead. Odie qualifying 7th, Taguchi qualifying 10th, so could be an equal match here. Look at Odie just absolutely rocketing out of that start chicane into that front clip. Bye. Wow. But look at Kazuya Taguchi. Nope. I got you. I got your number. Odie filling all of that second outside zone. Wow. 4th of July isn't for a few months, and Odie Bakshi is really making some fireworks. That thing was firing off. Wow. Odie Bakshi, like I said, violent compared to what we've seen.
It's very loud too. It's one of the cars. I think it's the only car that I have to plug my ears when he goes by if I don't have earplugs in. It's
Jonathan Hurst, really? Cash?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Kazuya Taguchi. Up garage ISR performance. Looks like Taguchi was a little hesitant. He's shredding all of his bumpers off. Whoa! Look at that second zone. Odie. See, look at that just off camera. That angle there really showcases how you're kind of coming downhill and then just ripping through. My gosh. GT Radial 86 going against the Koro Works BMW of Nick Novak. And here comes Taguchi. Flicks it in. And I'll tell you what, I think Taguchi's got a lot of wet, background, a lot of wet history driving in these conditions. And again, this is for all the marbles here. This is run 1. Taguchi out front. Past that second inner clip. Taguchi about the second hash mark. Nick Novak wildly coming to the side of Taguchi, but it looks good. Oh, Taguchi goes a little wide, not wild.
So you get 3 strikes combined of any combination of those 4 things, and you'll get an incomplete for that run.
And here we go. This is Nick Novak initiating. Look at him. Look, he's looking comfortable in the wet. Nice job by Novak, that Koro Works BMW. Now dropping in, that bumper is landing on him. Big angle from Novak. Novak didn't know he was on the list either, being comfortable in the rain.
Yep.
Slower speed, a little more precise. I like what he's doing here. He does just barely right there at the end. Touch the feel of Formula Drift. Here we go, Kazuya Taguchi. Taguchi, you can see those yellow headlights of Novak shine on the yellow rear end of the 86, and Taguchi seems that, again, he is not leaving the judge's hands. He was high on the bank. Novak, like I said, who'd have thunk? Novak is no slack right now. Kazuya. Looks like he drops in the crease. He felt the car kind of rise up a little bit.
Position, chase-to-chase comparison-wise.
That would be awesome. That'd be great. Here we go, Nick Novak, Kazuya Taguchi. You know, you just want to see a fair, straight-up competition. And remember, this is one more time. They both definitely have the talent, have the skill. Who's going to put it together? Novak tapping the wall, but stays in it. Nick Novak, Mr. Nick, no bumper. Into that inside clip 1. Novak a bit off of it. And now into that second inside clip. You're talking about advantageous.
Ooh.
Novak really goes up, but now comes down. So, and Kazuya right there. Being used so, for lack of a better term, aggressively in prior rounds ever. All right, Kazuya Taguchi no coats in. Taguchi initiates. Look at Essa. Look, I mean, just identical initiation. Good angle from Kazuya Taguchi. Look at Taguchi. Blasts that inside clip just barely. Past that second inside clip. Kazuya Taguchi puts it right on the line. Pulls off a little bit. Man, that's heat in the house here at Orlando Speed World. Again, we've seen all the seasons here. Although we haven't seen a snow, but it's definitely gonna rain some smoke. Oh, Kazuya Taguchi with a late entry. A late initiation from Taguchi with such a strong lead run. And there, oh boy! Holy cow.
That was close.
That could have been a Michael Essa T-bone sandwich. Wow.
I wonder what happened to Taguchi on the run-up to initiation.
Here we go, Kazuya Taguchi out front. Federico Sharifo in that chase position. Kazuya Taguchi initiates. Fedi a little bit short there on that first outside zone. Down to the second, Kazuya Taguchi almost getting that outside line, just maxing it out. As Ryan, you like to say, drawing the line. Federico does hit that inside clip, but it seemed like he was on that shallower line coming off of outside zone 2. And a bit of run up in that chase position. See if that pays off for him, see if he times it properly. Go tip to tail, and now door to door. The first outside zone, let's see what Fedi's got in that second outside zone. Didn't get in there in that chase position. He does now when he's got the clean air. Big angle there from Fedi. Kazuya Taguchi. See how he handles this last outside zone. There he goes right to the side of him. And Federico looks a lot more confident out front. 86. And Federico Sharifo in the Pennzoil 599 Ferrari GTB. All right, Kazuya Taguchi. Don't leave it in the judge's hands, boys. Come on now. Kazuya Taguchi throws it down. Federico, a.k.a. Fedi, going for the aggressive move here in that second outside zone. Look at that, Federico chasing him down. Kazuya trying to get away, but no, Federico lurking in the shadows, or Fedi in the smoke. Oh boy, Fedi slapping the wall big time. Kazuya actually called his comp timeout, and Federico did not. So we'll see if his vehicle's affected by it, or if he's just gonna stay in it, pin it to win it. Federico Sharifo into that first outside zone. Looks like the delay in the action did not slow him down. In the second outside zone, we saw a great lead run on his first battle. Kazuya Taguchi bouncing his way to the side of that Pennzoil Ferrari. Into that final outside zone, Federico Sharifo right in there. Definitely want to see an overhead of this just to see their actual. Travis Reeder Motorsports, BMW, but Kazuya Taguchi, ISR Performance, up garage. 86. Coming out and seeing what he's got. Kazuya Taguchi in that first outside zone. Yep. Bearing Reeder in some smoke, but not phased it now. Oh, look at Reeder. I'm not going anywhere. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me see some Reeder in it. And now coming into that final outside zone, Kazuya Taguchi, big flick there, pulling away from Reeder, and guess what? Kazuya Taguchi giving chase as we are about to throw down the second half of this battle. In that first outside zone, Kazuya Taguchi chasing down Reeder. Reeder pedals it into the second big long outside zone. Can Kazuya chase him down? And yes, he can. There he is. Now coming into that final outside zone, Reeder. Big angle from him, Kazuya Taguchi. And powers all the way through. Right now, it's not looking promising for Ryan Turk, but we will see. Kazuya Taguchi, ISR Performance up garage, 86. And Travis Reeder, remember this is a one more time battle between them. Into that first outside zone, here comes Taguchi. And now Reeder in that chase position, in that second outside zone. Bringing it all the way through again. This is the one more time battle. And now in that final outside zone, nasty flick by Taguchi. Reeder and Taguchi Second half of this battle. Who's moving on? Travis Reeder had a great showing in Orlando. Can he do it again? In that first outside zone coming in the second. The big, long 180. And look at Reeder. Taguchi right there. Can Taguchi make it an attempt for a podium here? Oh, Reeder with that stepped kind of initiation. And Taguchi.
And the tactics, it's interesting to,
Here
to watch
we
that
go.
sometimes.
Place your bets. Speaking of dealer's choice, here we go. Kazuya Taguchi and Dan Burkett coming in the first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi up garage. ISR performed. Ooh, Dan Burkett swings wide on that first outside zone. Let's see if that momentum of Kazuya Taguchi will continue. And look at that. It looks like the mummy is coming their way. And no, it just barely evades them as Kazuya Taguchi goes in that outside zone for Dan Burkett. Comes up a bit shy. Radials. Kazuya Taguchi is going to chase him down. So he looks great as the Lone Ranger, but how's he going to do? Ride the saddleback. Here we go. All right, Dan Burkett goes in that first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi bathing in smoke. Looked like a Bath and Body Works and a bath bomb going off in his face. Now into that third outside zone and coming on in. It's that final outside zone. So Kazuya Taguchi comes up a bit short, but by comparison, unfortunately, Dan Burkett, I just think the mistakes were greater on the side. The sun has set off in the distance. The gateway to the west. See you at the crossroads. This is round 5 of the Formula 0 Pro Championship. Kazuya Taguchi coming into that first outside zone. Mike Power not getting all the way into that first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi does. Now into the outside zone 2. You see Kazuya using all the course. Mike Power taking a bit of a shallower line. The Type S lights are glowing underneath into that third outside zone. And now the final and fourth outside zone. Taguchi putting that GT radial tire, the back right properly in. The chase car can leave that start line. You'll see them kind of roll into it to pace themselves to make sure. And Kazuya does a really good job. Look at that. Tip to tail, initiates. Could have been a little closer there, but just as I say that, now coming into that second outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi ducks through that smoke. Good job out front by Mike Power. That 2J powered S15. Now coming on into that final outside zone. That's what you're talking about. So Mike Power did a really good job, but Kazuya Taguchi, I think, with
if they're back a little bit, they can better predict the movement of that lead car.
So Federico going door to door, and we'll see if he paces him properly. Oh, and Fedi goes off to the right. So, all right, what happened there? Kazuya, excuse me, Fedi. Please don't have any lubricants bringing on track. So Kazuya Taguchi did need to finish out the entirety of the course. Kind of looking at how he's doing it and what and how it's going to go down. Here we go. Let's listen. Up garage, ISR performance, 86. Kazuya Taguchi. Maybe we'll start a wave if you guys get hyped. Here after the first portion of this battle. Kazuya Taguchi initiates. Matt Field right there, tucking into that GT radial smoke. The Falcon tires being kicked off at the back end of that Corvette. Great angle from Kazuya Taguchi. Matt Field, good proximity. We'd love to see him mimic that angle. Look at Kazuya Taguchi. What switch did he hit? Oh, as he taps that wall, but he continues on. And Matt Field bangs doors. Yes, sir. Make some noise. On 3, let's yell send it as loud as possible. 1, 2, 3, send it! Here we go. Who's going to the finals? Matt Field or Kazuya Taguchi? That Falcon Tires Corvette initiates that first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi up garage, ISR performance. 86 now into. Oh, big angle there from Matt Field. But Kazuya Taguchi holds that proximity, holds back, tempers the flame. Going into that final outside zone, goes back. Oh, Kazuya Taguchi, contact. You saw that correction and kind of go towards him, but Matt Field stays in it. Against Ryan Turk in the finals. Kazuya Taguchi up garage, ISR performance, Toyota 86, coming to that first outside zone. Wow, Matt Field right there, mimic it with that teal and blue shadow. Has to back off just a little bit. That might be a wise approach. Oh, he gets into that, oh man, gets to that berm and that rumble strip quite a bit. That is a rumble mountain in coming into that, and now into that final outside zone. Oh boy, Well, oh, gets into the chain link. Oh, boy. All right, from the top rope comes Matt Field, or 100 points for first, which does shake things up. So Ryan Turk has already slid into third place. Let's send it. Here we go, the second half of this battle. Matt Field now out front. Kazuya Taguchi in the chase position. You see that big little Elvis Presley lip smile there. Now coming to that second outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi, he almost gets up under the rumble strip into that second outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi goes deeper, but he doesn't need to mimic that line of Matt Field. Look at Kazuya Taguchi dropping back quite a bit. Now Matt Field, he's putting the car in all the right places. I'm telling you right now, look at that. Right just outside of the outside zone. But is that enough to offset that contact being made? Going against the Up Garage ISR Performance 86, our #1 qualifier. Can he make this a perfect threat? Can he get his first ever form chip win? Kazuya Taguchi going to that first outside zone. We got the slide bananas into that first outside zone. Oh, so sweet. Into that second outside zone goes Kazuya Taguchi. Big nice wall tap. As Kazuya Taguchi now goes to that third outside zone. Ryan Turk giving himself a little bit of room. Let's see how he sets himself up for that final outside zone. And no, he comes up short. Kazuya Taguchi. Oh, we got contact with Ryan Turk. Wow.
What's up with that outside zone?
Kind of pins and needles there with Trenton Beecham, almost knocking him out, but here he is. He's in it to win it. Let's see if he's going to win it. Kazuya Taguchi coming down the straight, now launching into that first outside zone, officially turning the wheels. Here in Seattle, Kazuya Taguchi, big angle there. Dan Burkett needs to be a little bit higher. Kazuya Taguchi still maintaining, riding that high line, coming to that second outside zone. Absolutely spot on with that second outside zone. Looks like Brad Dan needs to get a little more pressure to the side of the 86. Nice job, and there it is. Dan does dive in on that last outside zone, but what a great from you and alongside your judges. And sometimes you don't see eye to eye on things. You see certain things or you're focused on particular elements, but I think it's a great tool to utilize you as far as insight. Here we go, Dan Burkett leading. Good initiation by Dan Burkett. You saw that right to angle. That's what we're looking for. Get to it quickly. And Kazuya Taguchi, you can see him take a little angle out of gaining proximity, but he does need to mimic that angle. And Taguchi goes off course. Holy cow. He is going absolutely on the inside. I want to run that back and see, was he hit, was he impeded, or he just pushed too hard? He might have got blinded by the smoke. Again, pure speculation at this point. I'm looking at my engine set up right from that was what round debut? It was 2 rounds ago. So yeah, it was 2 rounds ago. So here we go. Let's get back to the action here. 85, 89, 90 miles per hour from Kazuya Taguchi in that lead position. Darren Kelly massaged that Aston Martin right there to the side of Kazuya Taguchi. Gets a little lost in the smoke, a little straightened there by Darren Kelly in chase position. Kazuya Taguchi, let's see how he tightens it up. He does not. To that second inside flip, we need to see him tighter. Darren Kelly taking a shallower line, unfortunately. Maybe gets a little lost in the smoke. That final outside zone, Kazuya Taguchi does get out to it. He fills it up, but Darren Kelly again last night. I think that's really cool. Here we go. We got a clean start. Yes, we do. Here we go. Darren Kelly, the heart of racing. Aston Martin, Kazuya Taguchi, 94.9 miles per hour. Big angle there from Darren Kelly. He's going to throw it down tight on that inside clip. Need to get that overhead view for that outside zone 1, going into 2. Looks like he's down. Big angle again. Inside clip 2, right filling that box. Kazuya Taguchi, couple car lengths back. Now coming to that last outside zone. Darren Kelly bringing it home for the fondue. Ooh, does succeed. Gets into the gravel. Little rally racing, little rally cross going into the gravel. I don't know if you heard about it. Controlled Chaos. It's a series created by Rockstar. You can watch that as Kazuya Taguchi is going to chase him down. Frederick Osbo initiates big angle there. Kazuya Taguchi not as deep an angle going around that first inside clipping point. Now in that first outside zone. Let's see how they handle the second. Going to the second, a little bit of separation. See them going to that second inside clip. And Frederick Osbo is performing surgery right now. Call him Dr. Osbo into that last outside zone. Nice job by Frederick Osbo. Kazuya Taguchi not exactly as deep as we saw from Osbo, but keeping that distance, points distance in between him and that field, because Field's on that right-hand side. If he goes further, it's really just going to create this Grand Canyon of a point count. Here we go, Kazuya Taguchi out front, Up Garage, ISR Performance, GT Radio, GT86, into that first inside clip. You can see Osbo in the pocket, but back there quite a bit. Let's see how he handles this. Kazuya Taguchi in that second outside zone. A little bit of distance between them. Osbo dials it in. Really well done on that second inside clip. Now transition that last outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi, you can see him parking it right in the box. Osbo gets right next to him, bashed him on the side.